Hmm? Did the game crash or am I just lagging? Pop my sherry. Or is my PC completely dying right now? Oh, somebody has the new Warframe already. In which case, what is a skill crashing people? Did the game completely die? Oh, the game completely died.
He has been up to.
Okay, now of the new Warframe, good. Maybe there's a bug? Although I already see a Vault. Let me guess the Vault has a new skin, right?
The combined sample is ready. Hurl it against Orifice Portal and it should open.
Yeah? Are you... Guys! What are you... Now's not the time to farm random enemies, man! Who the fuck just sits down and farms random enemies? I'm stuck!
The tunnels now.
What are you waypointing? Dude, we're just doing the mission. Don't start waypointing random things, please. Love how nobody wanted to carry that thing. They were all to the Warframes, or should I say inside the Warframes, not inside the giant mechs. And nobody wanted to carry it. I had to carry it. Is that you, Limbo, doing your thing again? Apparently, currently, there's like 100,000 people playing Warframe. 100,000 losers. I wonder how many users Path of Exile gets. 0 nowadays? Yeah, where's the thing? The orbs, man, they're killing me. Guys, you're more flexible than me. Find the thing. I'm too lazy to get out of my war mech, man. You have a Limbo, you have a Gauss, you have a Volt, you have all the fast boys and they can't find the thing? Guys, if a war mech finds it before you, this is embarrassing at this point. No, this shouldn't be it. Usually it's like directly behind the doorway. Oh wow, no, it slightly changed today. Okay, Gauss, don't lie, man. Yeah, pop it. Don't you guys... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, homie, you should show these people the locks to life. Guys, come on. See, they're acting very unwise for the sake of an undead girl. Typical Tenos, man. A girl says a few sweet words and they're like, wow, let's do the mission now, and we don't know what we're doing. Mr. Pumpkinhead, Brian. Is that even your real name, Brian? Okay, are you guys healing the enemy? Please don't shoot the enemy, you're healing it, I think. Well, I should be talking, man, honestly. This little thing is moving around so fast. Can I sit on your face? No, I can't sit on a homie's face. Guys, can you stop acting unwise for like 5 seconds, please? You guys don't know this part, what's gonna happen, right? 3 tiers inside the vagina. 3 tiers in... 3 tiers inside the vagina. 3 tiers inside the vagina. 3 tiers inside the vagina. 3 tiers... 3... Tears inside the vagina, and then your butthole also cried.
You can confront the guardians of the isolation vaults. A fuller mastery of the void.
Are you joking my balls off? I got the Sportix talks today. Oh my god, I've been trying to get that for so long that in the end I just sold all the other stock parts and made the money to buy the stock. And today I get it first try. D, fuck you, D, fuck you, fuck you! You motherfuckers on a stick! You know what, I'm gonna take this one as well. Yeah, don't you know how to take it? Dude. I'd like to imagine someone out there right now is like, you had exactly the same problems, why are you bullying people? And I'm like, well, because one of them is like level 25. Like, listen, when I'm playing with other people, I know Darren is not lost to me because most likely it's gonna be the same for them. You know, I just can't get my head around that. You know, they most likely have been playing Warframe. They most likely didn't come today because of the update or something like that. That would be very weird. By the way, I'm noticing a lot of purple nowadays. What's that about? Like, I don't know what's going on with Warframe. Every time I change color, people choose the same color. Am I a trendsetter? What's going on? I've never seen I've never seen, like, I've literally never seen someone so close to Lotus colors, which I did. And because I chose the purple, you know, I've never seen anyone do that so far. See a clone of myself. I've never seen anyone do that.
Yes.
This is a first for me. Why are people going with purple nowadays? Nobody wants purple. Listen, when I was doing black and white colors, 90% of the groups that I pair up with had black and white colors. Literally, like if you watch, nobody watches the videos. In the videos, it will be noticeable. You know, there are a lot of like black and white silver color combinations that I was doing. It was very common. But now, I mean, there's still quite a few, but it's not as often, you know, like, at one point I was getting, like, about every run, at least one person with black and white colors and silver, you know, like every other run, not every other run, like, every run there was at least one person like that, and then, the best part is, in some cases, there were, like, multiple people with that color combination within the same team. I remember at one point, like, several runs in a row, I just had a wave of, like, black, white, and silver. That's it. And not even like white, you know, like the white base color followed by a little bit of like black trim. No. The main black color followed by white trim. I guess maybe it's an ember skin thing because of like one of the like little bit of dirtiness in some places. Maybe that's the reason. But anyways, people are doing that. I notice it, and I'm like, okay. And then it got too much. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna change. So I decide to go with white and red. Now, of course, people had darker colors than that slightly, but there was a lot of white and red. I remember at one point there was like several times in a row I had the entire team. I don't know if these like pairing up people by color scheme, or maybe Canadians just copy each other. You know, we all know each other here. But basically at one point I just had several teams in a row that were like on stream that were just like white and red. You know, like 3 people in one team were white and red, or some combination of white and red. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, I'm gonna change the color of my weapon's energy at least to make it that cyan blue. I do that, and it's the same thing. A lot of people do that. They didn't used to do that. Usually it was like red, you know, just red weapon color. Like I was like, okay, fine. And then I go to this color. At least a week passes by, I think, and now I'm noticing a lot of purple. Maybe it's Halloween. Maybe that's why people are changing. Maybe that's why people are changing. Listen, all I know is I take pride in knowing that the color scheme I choose, it's for a reason I chose it. Did you throw it? Okay, they were confused which button to press. That one is understandable. Yeah, it's like the one button that like randomly is about throwing things. I have no idea why. But yeah, I'm noticing a lot of people are doing this color scheme now. Like, I didn't notice, like, literally, the chances of somebody having those blue and purples that I do is almost 0. I've never seen anyone have these before. Like, maybe occasionally a purple here and a purple there, you know? Usually it's more like the green, the reds, those funny colors. But now I'm noticing these colors and I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from? Like where are these colors coming from? I think these, like, matching system matches you by color. I think that's what's going on. I know it's also, like, confirmation bias because I have the colors, so I'm like, oh no, people have the same color as me. But, like, it's so common now. Like, it's not one-to-one, but it's so common. And sometimes there'll be like 2 people in a row. Sometimes even within the same team that have this color scheme. I don't know how this is happening. I know it's confirmation bias, but like I see it more often now. In fact, I'm seeing, if you notice something, you see less people that are doing like the traditional Warframe colors. Like the yellow and, not yellow, the gold and white and that kind of combination. There's less of those colors. Yeah, like those colors actually have become rarer because I'm not noticing like old school colors, you know, everybody wants to be a prime.
The necromech has ceased function.
Don BJ is bleeding out. Don't worry, BJ, I won't revive you. Who's reviving BJ?
Follow me. I will take you to the safety intercourse.
You'll take me to the safety intercourse? Listen, just because I don't know how to talk to women doesn't mean I mean, listen, does sex imply satisfaction or no? Is the satisfactory part important or no? Because if it includes disappointment, yeah, you know, yeah. Goatsy vagina time. Goatsy vagina time. The only reason I play Warframe is because of performance. Yeah, that's actually psychologically, yeah, that's the only reason I'm playing Warframe at this point. I miss playing real games with actual performance that don't randomly die. I know, man, I know it's controversial. I know, man, it's very controversial. I know, it's insane. I also, the thing that really kills me is I don't know how indie developers like make the performance of their game so bad. I know sometimes people are like, you just press the optimize button, lol, you don't know how games are made. And I'm like, no, you're right, there's no such thing as optimized game, but actually there is a lot of times. Oh, you guys did it. But what was I saying? I forgot. Yeah. I mean, I was saying a lot of things. I actually don't remember what I'm saying. Ha! Somebody who knows actually the level! 1981, see? They're vintage. See, us oldies, we know how to play the game. What is Longbow? Longbow is 12? You see, this is what gets me about Warframe. This person is Mastery rank 12. I know Mastery rank really doesn't matter overall, but this person is Mastery rank 12 and they actually knew how to play this area. I was playing with like Mastery rank 30, 25 people, and they were like very confused. I know Mastery rank, this is what I mean, Mastery rank doesn't mean anything. Because Mastery rank is based on trading and unlocking some slots, you know, you just essentially are rushing things without learning how to play Warframe. 1981. That person must have a family. I saw that so jealous. That person must have a family. How dare you have kids and a loving wife? How dare you and play this game and know what you're doing? You should be like everybody else who just rushes in and doesn't know what they're doing. Somebody inside the Necromech should get out and carry the thing. Did those other guys just arrive now? It might be because of the waypoint. Man, I don't know when I can make fun of people for not playing the game correctly and when the UI is just breaking.
Completely disabled.
A giant hole with a lot of tendrils sticking out of it. Okay, should I trust the Ivara? They didn't find anything here. The Ivara, okay, are Ivara players just unwise? They just came in here! I literally just saw the Ivara player come in here. What did they do? The Ivara player just came in here and didn't... What's the Ivara player? 19? Okay. They just... What's that? What are those? Is somebody doing a very specific mission? Onyx Fallen fell. I have no idea what those are. Where's Otaku? Oh, you're on top of him. What a weird level. Goatsy vagina butthole. Goatsy vagina butthole and
I do not know what.
Much has been hidden
what
from
is that
us on
skin?
Deimos. Find a way to
Oh,
get
I think the reason
inside,
people are using
and
all the
Necrolord will
purples
guide
and
you
blues
through.
and stuff
See
now.
what's happening down
It's
there.
because,
Tell me what
oh
he
my
has
god,
been
it's
up
because
to.
of the color that you get with this free thing. Oh, Candy joined us. Oh, Candy. Look at all the Calibans. Ah. Yo, Google or YouTube, I said Caliban, okay? That's the name of the Warframe. I didn't say Taliban, you motherfuckers, okay? If your AI system sucks to the point where you can't determine the difference between two different words, you guys can suck my dick, honestly. It's tiny, it won't satisfy you, but you deserve not to get satisfied, okay? Remember many years ago about that girl with yeah, I know. Didn't I call it many years ago with that lady that she tried to do that thing at the YouTube/Google headquarters? She tried to do a little bit of a thing there, and the cops had to get involved to stop her. Remember that? And remember how all the normies on Reddit were like, "Well, that's a bad thing. You shouldn't do that. She kind of had to be stopped. You know, lives are precious. Lives matter." I don't know why this guy left. Why did he get offended to leave? But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about the subject matter, but in case people don't know, the recent sentiment with YouTube and the stuff that they're doing and stuff, people had started to say some really nasty things. It started reaching the point where I'm like, well, you know, just saying. The way you guys are talking is no different from that lady that tried to do that thing to YouTube or like the Google headquarters, one of them. Just saying. It's no different than the way your guys are talking now. I mean, isn't it human nature? Like, nothing changes unless there's a tragedy involved. Did the girl succeed? No, she didn't, because she got stopped by... I mean, she lost her life in the process, don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm not trying to say anything, you know, I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself about that subject matter, but like, you know, all those normies, like, the one thing that really pisses me off is when normies stick their nose in something they have no business sticking it in. You know, normies are the type of... I know I sound cringe right now by saying normies. Normies are the type of, like, people who wear the Che Guevara t-shirt and they're like, Revolucion! You know, like, rights, freedom! And I'm like, have you ever picked up a history book and read what the guy said? You know, like that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to say anything about the YouTube Google situation, but like, okay, let me put it this way. Human lives matter, right? Okay. Okay, whatever, human lives matter. Please tell me which human life Google has or YouTube has that works in their offices. Please tell me that. When like 90% of their work is being done by AI, you know? Please tell me. I'm pretty sure if that lady got to the offices, she would just see a whole bunch of servers, okay? Do like a whole bunch of servers. Maybe there's a brain connected to the servers, that's about it. Should not see a single human being. You know, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. That is my personal opinion about the subject matter. I really doubt there's a single human in any of those offices. I really doubt that. I really do doubt that. Because even if big name YouTubers try to get in contact with somebody, you know, it's like, okay, let me put it this way. Google and YouTube, they treat their offices as if it's like the presidential office, you know? You know, in old cartoons like Superman or Batman, there's that funny thing, the red phone. The red line, right? The presidential phone. Like, you'll see the American president calling the Russian president in times of desperation, and they're like, our countries need to work together. Where's Superman? He needs to save us, you know, something like that. Like, you have a direct line to the president. Like, Google and YouTube treat themselves like that, you know, as if they're on the level of some president in a country. Like if you're like a big name YouTuber, like very big, not even just normal big, like huge, gigantic, like you're borderlining on having an entire network for yourself. That's the only time you essentially get somebody's private phone number to talk with them about issues if your channel has it. The rest of the people can basically go and fuck themselves. Like, I'm not trying to say anything, but like, oh my god. Vagina time tree. Vagina time tree. But yeah, like you know, there are no humans involved in any of this equation. Because recently, YouTube started doing this thing. Many people don't know this, but they started doing this thing where... By the way, where's the other Caliban? I don't see him. YouTube started doing this thing, like literally they're using nowadays like an outright AI system, not even a bot system with triggers and stuff, just outright an AI system to do the video. Nobody's gonna, like, you know, if you're a normal person living your life, you're not gonna care about this, and honestly a lot of people have a right not to care about this, you know, it's their right not to care about this, it's not something important at the end of the day to a certain degree. But the thing is, on YouTube and Google nowadays, whether you're searching something, like whether you're using the search engine or YouTube itself, they outright, they're 100% right now using a bot system. They're not even, an AI system. And it's retroactively like hitting channels from about 10 years ago with 10 years content that it has no right to hit. And as I mentioned, you can say the most racist thing out there in a YouTube video. I tried that. You know, I said some really like, wow, I said some stuff. And I uploaded the video privately in order to see what YouTube would do. If you're laughing in it or having a certain intonation with your voice, YouTube can be like, okay, you can say the most racist thing ever, we don't care, you know? We literally don't care. You're allowed to say it. But if you say it in a flat voice, or should I say in a very clear, like, normal voice, YouTube is like, oh, that is hate speech. You know, like, literally you can say the name of a vegetable, and YouTube think you're using a slur against a certain group of people. But if you laugh and say something else alongside with it, YouTube is like, oh wait, we can't discern that. Like literally they're right now using an AI system, not even a bot system. And apparently there's some channels, like there's some Scar modding channels, you know, that had raunchy humor. But because the person was talking in a very flat and very clear voice without any laughing or anything, you know, like dry humor basically, YouTube is like, okay, we're gonna delete your entire channel. Like literally. You know, and people are like, this is my point. People are starting to say the same stuff that lady said back in the day when she tried to get to the offices and do something. People are literally saying the same thing as she did. A lot of people nowadays have that opinion. A lot of YouTubers nowadays have that opinion. They're like, God, I wish I could make YouTube suffer. You know, and I'm like, listen, if you read human history, you know, no changes happen without suffering in a massive way. Like, I don't know what you guys expect, honestly. Like, what's the best you guys, like, literally, what's the best thing you guys ever did? Like, you're big YouTubers, you have certain big YouTubers, they just, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but, you know, the best they did was just, like, YouTube. Don't be like this, be better. And all I can think about is, what better? what? You guys are just making a video, uploading on YouTube, giving them free money on the ads, and you're saying, YouTube, be better, think about the small content creators. And then YouTube for a few months is like, okay, we're gonna pretend we care about content creators, and then we're gonna unleash a bot that retroactively from 10 years ago sets the new standard. And also it misunderstands words. And apparently I'm lagging with this guy. You know, you guys are not doing anything. Even just going and protesting in front of a studio does more than simply staying at home. Like YouTube protests never work, okay? They never work. They don't work. Why would they work? Like, if I was Google or YouTube, you can put all the videos you want that are mean about me. I don't fucking care, man. You know, I'm gonna be like, okay, you guys made a video about how I should improve, like, little content creators' channels. Okay, we're gonna pretend we're doing something for the next week or two, and then we're just gonna go back to the old thing. We're not gonna change. Because there are no consequences to us. Like people forget, like, if there's no consequences to anything, why would that person, like, okay, don't we get serious? Okay, take landlords, okay? People complain about landlords' rent and stuff. Like, nothing is gonna change if you're not gonna do anything about it. Nothing is gonna change. You can't simply keep on writing mean emails and are like, yeah, that showed them. I'm like, okay, cool, you showed an email. And also remember something, we're not back in the good Twitter days. Whether people like to admit this or not, Twitter was actually a force of good, because you could talk about everything and it would get traction, you know? People wanted that traction. But because Twitter has been completely neutered, if you have a problem, like let's say you have an internet provider that's an asshole, 90% of the time the internet providers literally did nothing. They literally did nothing. They didn't fix anything, they didn't care about anything, they didn't do anything. Okay? An internet provider, this literally happened to me and I even saw this in real time. An internet provider can literally provide with internet and claim to be giving you like the proper speeds and everything. It turns out they're using like the emergency copper lines, you know, like essentially on a phone. Instead of getting like the gigabits, you're basically getting megabits, you know, like the lowest of lows. Well, this is getting serious talk. Yeah, I have nothing better to talk about. You know, like they won't, like, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna fix anything if you don't give them a bad name. If you don't give somebody a bad name, they, like publicly, they won't care. They literally won't care. And even then, we reach the point, you know, because people are shameless nowadays about everything. We reach the point where even if you're trying to shame somebody into actually fixing something, they still won't, because we're in a point that you can't fail. You know, this is the problem. We're in a point that you can't fail at anything. We're at a point that you basically cannot fail at anything. You can't fail. Like we produce this much of something, you can't fail. It's impossible to fail. Back in the day, maybe you could fail at something, maybe. Like there are consequences. Nowadays you can't do that. And especially with big companies, you know, they're never gonna fail. Like Google or YouTube, what is going to fail at? Because people don't seem to realize how much Google and YouTube are basically just an advertisement channel. They're literally an advertisement, like, online system. Google and YouTube don't provide with anything, mind you. Like they provide you a lot, like free emails and stuff, yada yada yada. But here's the thing: if you use a program, okay, like in my case, I use Warframe. And in the case of Warframe, it's the thing, it's that program that, you know, shows you how much something costs in platinum and stuff in Warframe. So what I did with Warframe is, because I have the free version and I don't want to see ads, because they also play videos, mind you, which is kind of illegal, was going to the firewall thing and block a whole bunch of IPs from contacting Warframe. Not a joke, 90% of the advertisement of Warframes come from Google. Like literally Google secondary servers. Servers within servers. Warframe, the Warframe tool that a lot of people use, if you try to block all the advertisements, you're basically blocking like over 25 ranges, like for example, let's say an IP address that is from X to Y. You're blocking 25 different sets of IP addresses. And they're all from Google. They're all from like secondary servers of Google. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? How does Google have so many secondary servers for advertisement? Where's this coming from? You know, it's like every single server. Google this, Google that. This advertisement comes from Google. This advertisement comes from Google. A data collection from Google. This one from Google. That one from Google. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, holy shit. And I'm still not done. I could literally right now show every single IP address I blocked on Warframe to stop the advertisement, and I'm still not done. They're all from Google. Literally 25 different sets of IP addresses from, like, you know, let's say an IP address called A1, A1, A2, A3, A4, all the way to like A25. But also remember, like, IP addresses have ranges which vary from like 1 or 0 to 254 or 255. Imagine this. Imagine how many IP addresses I'm blocking to stop advertisements in Warframe. And they're all Google. I haven't seen a single one that was a new original server. There's maybe 1 or 2 from Amazon. Maybe 1 or 2 from Amazon. But I think they use the Amazon to deliver like the images, you know, like they call the images because of fandom and stuff. But everything else, advertisements, Google, 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 Google. Every single one of them is Google. There's an entire like advertisement system called the Rubicon Project. You can Google it, they even have a site. The Rubicon Project. That was just one range of sites, and that is an entire advertisement firm that is dedicated to, like, you know, advertising to you. Literally, there was only one IP range. Like, let's say Rubicon 1 all the way to Rubicon 255. That's it. One IP range. That's it. Google, you have like 25 times 255 ranges. All advertisement. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this? Shouldn't this be illegal? People talk about monopolies, but holy shit, Google has a monopoly on advertisement routing services. I'm like, holy shit, this is disgusting. Like you guys don't even have a proper bot system to like manage videos? You guys, literally, I think Google at this point has over, my god, what is it? I think Google, has over 250,000 IP range addresses for advertisements, like you know, routing. For advertisement routing. I think over 50,000 globally. All the way from Germany to Canada, everywhere. It's terrible! Literally 90% of the advertisement on the internet comes from Google. And that's not even a joke. Like even the malicious advertisements come from Google. I actually found out that recently when I was trying to block stuff from Warframe. You know Temu? Temu actually has a malicious thing on their site. It's actually bad. It's not secure at all. It comes from Google. That's not a joke. Google doesn't even check their stuff. Vagina time tears. Vagina time tears. Vagina time tears. Tree. For example, there's something else called X-band switch. I forget what it is, but it's like apparently a routing system. It's a routing system for phones, like for example Apple phones or something like this, in relation to bigger network hardwares. It's something weird. You can Google it if you want. It's called like X-band switch or something like that. Fun fact, X-band switch actually routes itself from Google servers, okay? So if you have Google servers and you're looking up the IP address, X-band switch, I think it's called X-band switch, I don't know, it's called something else, but band switch X, whatever you want to call it, is that site. First of all, A, it's considered a malicious site. Okay? A. B, it's considered a site. Apparently it's an outdated site, but it still functions. If you go to the site doesn't exist. The site is not active. In fact, it says not available. But apparently that site serves advertisements. Malicious advertisements. These advertisements are not curated. They're not guaranteed to be, you know, clean advertisements, so to speak. And in fact, it even has that thing where it injects videos. And it's being routed by Google server, okay? A Google server. Google literally also is a 90% contributor of like bad advertisements, like non-secure advertisement, non-curated advertisements. Google is a trash heap at this point. They're basically just a trash heap. They're just an advertisement system. If you use a Leica frame and you like me, I mean, I don't want to show the IP addresses, but basically if you go to Windows Firewall and you block IP addresses from contacting a program, a Leica frame, because of that other software, literally 90% of the advertisements are coming from Google. I decided to check up on that, you know, through IP search systems. And yeah, 90% of the advertisements of the internet come, even the bad ones come from Google. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say, honestly, with this statement. But I guess what I'm trying to say is people should stop feeling sorry for a big company that literally can't even curate their own advertisements. I know somebody out there is going to be like, oh, what about that poor employee? They're not at fault. And at a certain point, you're like, well, okay, what are our standards here? Because these are the same people that then say, you know, during World War II, all the common people in a certain country had to stand up against evil. Why did they simply bow their heads down? And I'm the same. I'm like, you know, if you're an engineer, you could totally like add one line of code that helps the world out there. Yeah, you can do that. You can definitely add one line of code. Like, for example, in your bot system, where maybe instead of tagging videos from 10 years ago that said something not bad even, but like you don't understand the context of the joke, maybe how about you don't tag them or just suppress the video from being exposed, you know, from being shown? You can do that. Instead of going after the video, just suppress it from the views. Like, is that too much to ask for? It's like literally one line of code. Can you not even do that? They say that you fight against evil, you're right, but you're not even trying at this point. You know, and then like the community complains about YouTube. They're like, oh no, YouTube is not even, YouTube, you bad. YouTube, you bad. And I'm like, dude, decide what you want to say at this point. Decide what you want to say. You can't have it both ways, you know? Either something needs to suffer here, or you need to accept this is the bullshit we're in. Because you know, there are a lot of horror, for example, there's a lot of horror content creators. Every few years, the jokes come out where you have to use the words unalive and stuff, you know, because Google is too sensitive, ooh la la. Stuff like that. Okay, that was actually cool when the gun changed. But yeah, what was I saying? I always forget what I'm saying. Oh yeah, Google. Oh my god, I just forgot what I was gonna say about Google. Oh yeah, the Stadia. A lot of horror game, not developers, sorry, horror game content creators, you know. I hate their attitude because they could be the first line of people to fight back against Google and be like, yo, motherfuckers, these are horror games, you know, it's horror in the name. People like horror, it's schlocky and not that massive overall, but people enjoy good horror. You know, let it be. Instead, they're always the first people to use stupid words such as unalive. And I'm like, okay, what happens if it reaches a point where Google is just like, you can't use the word unalive anymore because you're bypassing our censorship, you know? Like Google does that. Google always sends new standards. You guys are not helping the situation. You guys are in fact the problem. You're contributing to the problem. You know? Like, you're nurturing the English language that is already not beautiful enough as it is into being, like, worse. But, okay, whatever. Each to their own. You're not gonna fight, you're not gonna fight. Okay, whatever, you're pacifist, I guess. You're not gonna fight back, you're gonna use stupid words such as unalive. Okay, whatever, but here's now the problem. And this is something a lot of horror game content creators, they kind of forgot. The reason at one point Google was fine with like horror, not horror, but like certain languages. You remember when Mortal Kombat was getting censored every other Wednesday? A lot of horror content creators at one point were happy, you know, because Google allowed like certain things on YouTube to be said. certain words, you know, they could show like gory content with blood. By the way, all those videos also like got tagged, by the way. So fuck all those horror game content creators, you know, because you guys are so stupid, honestly. How do you guys not notice this? The reason Google and YouTube were being very laissez-passer with gore and horror stuff, the reason for that is because of Stadia. Because one of the main selling games on Stadia was Mortal Kombat. Do people forget this? Huh? What Google did, literally, you can literally see this. What Google did was they reduced, they increased the tolerance, should I say, of like this kind of content, you know, like aggressive content, like gore and stuff like that. They increased the tolerance to it because of Stadia. Because one of the games on Stadia, in fact, several games, they also had Tomb Raider, if I recall correctly, right? And they had another game. So there are two other games that I know were like really violent, and they had Mortal Kombat as well. They increased the tolerance to those kind of content to their benefit because of Stadia. So the videos from Stadia won't get tagged. That's the reason. That's literally the reason. Anyone with half a brain that can actually measure the time frames of when Stadia came out and when Google loosened the rules on their videos. In fact, some channels got a massive boost in their, not their views, but you know, their exposure compared to other people during this time was because of Stadia. And as soon as Stadia failed, literally a couple months later, Google went back to day of it's like, yeah, horror game, gore stuff, okay, we're gonna suppress the video. Literally, that's the reason. Literally, that's the reason. And I don't know how people don't notice that. Because there for a while, people were like, oh, we don't need to cover blood anymore. Wow, we can show blood. That's so cool, man. What's going on? Is Google finally good? And I'm like, dude, it's literally during the time when Stadia, they're trying to push Stadia. And then when Stadia fails, suddenly, like, you know, all the videos are back to the same suppression. Did nobody notice that? And then, community creators were like, we don't know! We don't know why this is a thing! And I'm like, how are you guys this stupid? I'm calling people stupid a lot recently. That is because that's literally the nicest word I know how to call somebody an insult. That's literally the nicest word I know. I mean, I can call them much worse things, like the C word. Which honestly, at least for me, because you know I grew up my teachers were British, because I grew up in that system. For me, like the C word is not a big deal. Time asshole into a vagina tree. Time asshole. Okay, you guys are gonna shoot. How do I know this stuff? What do you mean? How do I know this stuff? Did nobody notice during those times when the Stadia was being pushed hard by Google? They increased the tolerance. Sorry, not reduce. I don't want to keep on saying reduce. Basically, they reduced the amount of suppression those videos were getting. They increased the tolerance to them. Did nobody notice that? Because they specifically had like 3 violent games. I think Tomb Raider had like the violent kills. I think you had Assassin's Creed, which also has violent kills, and then you have Mortal Kombat, which is the titular title in that. Because Mortal Kombat titles were getting suppressed. To the point where I think the developers said they were gonna implement, or they implemented like a blood mode that removes the blood, or it changes the color of the blood. You know, that's what they wanted to do. This is what I mean. Like, I don't know how people didn't notice that. I'm not talking about normies, okay? Like a normie doesn't need to notice any of that. But content creators didn't notice that? Are they stupid? They average like 1 million videos on like a random horror game and they don't notice this kind of stuff? Because I guess they don't manage their own channels? People are so stupid, man. They're so incompetent. Their parents... God himself averts his eyes every day when he looks upon Earth when he sees that person in front of them. God is like, wow, why did I create this person by mistake? I created by mistake a YouTube content creator. And they don't even realize what's going on with the Stadia in YouTube. What a mistake that was. In fact, if you read that one passage where Jesus is like, love thy neighbor, he says, love thy neighbor, asterisk, but except this YouTuber, okay? Don't love this guy, because apparently he doesn't understand what happened during the Stadia times. I know I shouldn't get that offended, but my god, you know, like these people don't even edit their own videos. They don't edit their own videos, they don't pay attention to anything. They play a horror game, they don't get multiple endings, they don't edit their own videos. Those that edit their videos, they just, their videos are like, what call it? They're not even edited, you know what I mean? They don't even like do cuts, like the 3-second cut, the 6-second cut. No, not... Oh, okay, you're gonna be sexy, good for you. They don't do any of that. They're just like, yeah, it's a cut. Like, I'm gonna cut this section here, like an entire 5 minutes, because it's a boring section, and then I'm gonna, like, leave myself, like getting lost in the darkness for the next 10 minutes. I'm also gonna leave in a lot of boring parts. And I'm like, Mr. Rebel. Mr. Rebel! and then, you know, I'm like, whoa, what effort are you... Like, basically, they're getting millions of views for basically not putting any effort inside the video. Apart from having a very nice voice, I guess, you know, for SMRing people. Whatever, you know, I guess God gave them a nice voice at least. It's their only moneymaker. I guess that's the only thing they have. So, okay, whatever, you know. I guess I sound jealous or something, but the point is, why are you acting surprised afterwards? Why are you acting surprised? Like, I don't understand why you're acting surprised. YouTube always had the suppression of those kinds of videos. You know, and then they take it too far. Like, for example, in a game, they might have the word like fuck or like shit, and they try to censor it. And I'm like, why are you censoring the word fuck or shit? Like, at the very least, do frack, you know? Like frack. At least say that. Instead, they're like, a fudge! And I'm like, at least just say fudge normally, man. Don't even twist the words around. And then they're like, because of the YouTube thing. And I'm like, dude, you said the word fuck like 30 minutes into the video. You didn't say the word fuck in the first 9 minutes. Or even 9 seconds. Like, that's not gonna change anything. Not only that, but fun fact, recently YouTube also started like noticing those words like frack and stuff. Because every single horror game content creator, you know, tries to bypass those words. It reaches the point where Google started also tagging those words. What about sexy games? What about sexy games? Listen, don't ask me honestly. I still don't know up to today who YouTube is trying to cater to. I think they're trying to cater to like the credit card companies. I think that's the thing. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think they're trying to cater to the credit card companies. Well, what is El Piccino doing? El Piccino Goloso. El Piccio di Alma. What does that mean? Can I say those words? Am I an Alma? Am I El Piccino? Have I seen the video where people say you can make platinum in Warframe? No, I have no idea, man, what you're talking about. You mean people like on, like those videos that are like, how do you get 100 million YouTube views and they only have like 100 views on the video and then one day they have like 100,000 and you realize they bought it? Let me guess, the video is like, you can make platinum by trading. And then they're like, here's market values and stuff. And I like to imagine in the end it all sounds up to just install Warframe and let it do the job for you. That's the secret to all the big name traders. They use a tool to do it, not like in real life you see where we use tools in the stock market to do stuff for us anyways. People suck, man. They suck the biggest donkey dicks they've ever seen. They're like, wow, that's a donkey dick, I should get suckling on it. And I'm like, yeah, suckle baby, suckle. Suckle like your daddy never suckled before. Listen, I'm not a contrarian, I'm worse. I'm a hater. I don't hate people's success, I hate stupidity. If somebody's successful because of stupidity, I'm like, wow, that is like the worst of everything. That person offends me. If that person also lies in order to get successful, I'm like, wow, you're worse than Hitler, man. Hitler was a saint compared to you. See, Cheery Mus is very cheery, he's gonna Mars it up. You know, how come D at this point doesn't accept what Warframe is? Why don't they make an entire planet like Mars? Mars needs moms. Just an entire planet full of moms. The 3 goatsies inside the vagina.
Be sure before you input.
You did wrong. Dude, you did.
Error.
You did it completely wrong. The 3 goatsies really sitting among us. That's what it is. By the way, what are you doing here? Do I explore somebody's hole? Mom, how do I explore holes? Yeah? Oh, let me guess. We need like the thing in order to pop our cherries. Warframe is very progressive? Yeah, it is. A young teenage boy can buy the skin and be inside it. I know people think in more wholesome ways, but you know, I think like an adult. I'm like... I mean, I'm just saying. All I see is a bunch of teenagers wearing these skins with these animations. Okay? That's all I see. And already teenagers are ball of hormone. So I can't even imagine what is going through their brain when they're wearing this. You think they catfish each other? You know, say what you will, but at least the Warframe universe is a lot more... Oh, it's way too wholesome for everything that is happening if you think about it. More than 5 minutes. But it's very wholesome for what's happening. Because if stuff like this exists, people would be definitely catfishing each other. Like we prefer murdering things rather than gooning. Am I host? By mistake? How?
The isolation vault
Murph the
entrances
Smurf.
are deep beneath the surface.
Yo, I'm Murph the Smurf. I'm here to Murph. We just Smurf. It's Smurfing time. We Murph. They call me a big mad Murpher. I'm a Smurf. That likes a Smurf. Murphy the Murph and the Murphy the Smurf. You can't stop the Murpher when he smurfs all over you. Yeah! Murph the Smurf. Murph the Smurf. Murph the Smurf. Murph the Smurf. How many times can you Murph the Smurf with the Smurf that Murphs the Smurf? If you want to Murph the Smurf, Murph the Smurf. Otherwise, get on my face and don't Murph me up. Yeah! We Smurfing! We Murfing hard! My name is Murph! And get off my turf!
To the vessel while it is stewing. This stench is bound to talk.
I can't see, man! I can't see! Please, hold on a second, man! I can't see, man! I can't see! I can't see! Murph! No! Murph! Okay, he's back to life. Okay. I can't lose my Murph! You may take my life, but you'll never take my Murph the Smurf. You think Murph the Smurf is having a bad day? One day he sees me this and he's like, I'm making fun of me. I'm like, no, I actually like your name. Murph the Smurf. Murph the Smurf. Bitches don't know when I go surf. On my turf. Because you're my surf. For I'm really a surf. Like, you know, surf, the other surf, like with a C, like certified. I'm a true surf! OG surf! Oh, come on, don't bring me to mission, man! And if you see me, you'll go, oh, my earth! Yo, this is the worth. Holy shit, man! Holy shit! Fuck me! Fuck you, Murph! Fuck you!
We can access the infested tunnels. Heading through these tunnels are deadly even for Warframe.
Yeah. Oh my god. Holy shit. I like to imagine he has his own rap song. Yo, look at this infested in my turf. They don't know I'm Murph the Smurf. I'm gonna show them. No, Murph the Smurf! Murph the Smurf is going down a lot and not in that way. Do you think Murph the... Who's polluting me? Do you think Murph the Smurf is the only one that ever satisfies Smurfette? It takes a real man like that to satisfy. Murph, please don't die. I beg you, Murph, please don't die. Stop dying, man. Stop dying on your own turf. I thought this was your own turf, man. Smurf! Who is shooting their loads all over me? I'm not your mom. Oh, they're shooting through this. The Carnis Rex, see? Where do I learn how to rap? Well, you see, when you have a sad life like me, you learn how to rap. Oh my god, my eyes still are like covered in rain. I can't see, man. Yeah, that's what we call it nowadays, a big guy. He's a big guy for you. Is that what Murph the Smurf says to everyone else? I'm a big guy for you. I'm too Smurf for you. In my family, Murph means too big.
You must defeat it.
Murph the Smurf, I don't know why it just gets me. The rhyme is so perfect, you know, it's like avant-garde. Oh, let me guess, you throw the cubules inside. Okay, see, there's entire lore here happening that I don't care for. Yo, we Smurfing and Murphin on the turfing. And taking a massive surfing. Look at all these motherfucking surfs. They think they're as good as my surf. They can't see with a surf, you know, like certification. All I know is their earth. They can't even compare to my perf. Like performance. This name is too perfect. How many weekends do you think Murph the Smurf spent years upon years crafting that username? It's pure art, pure cinema. It's better than the artist who tried to squeeze out dunk. Better than the way the artist tried to squeeze in, you know what I mean? The fucking Dune into dunk. They really tried with the text. It's better than that. It's more art than that. Honestly, I you know, like the Dune movies are fine. But I think what really gets me and what is like I just love the schlock idea behind it is the title, Dune. I mean, it's fine, you know, it's fine. Like, it's a little bit hard to Google. If it wasn't famous, honestly, it'd be impossible to find it. But I just want to make this clear. The artists definitely struggled. They struggled. They so struggled with the title, the design of it. It's too try hard, you know what I mean? It's too try hard. They tried way too hard on that font. They could have made it more romanticized, the text, you know? Like more artsy, that's it. Just make it artsy, that's it. They didn't try that hard. With like make it look like dunk. I mean, honestly, they did try. I'll give them credit, they did try. But when you see it and you know the title of the movie, you're like, this is so schlocky. You guys really, you really pushed it to the limit. Like, we're really bordering on, you know, some movies like stupid titles with stupid font and stuff. We're really borderline, like we're borderlining from it being like bad, you know? Like let's be honest, it's borderline that. You saved it, you did save it, I'll give you credits on that, but it's so close. A little bit of pixel to the left or to the right. Maybe the font a little bit too big here or there, and it should have looked terrible. So kudos on the artists for trying, for really trying. Kudos on them for that. But it's right on the borderline of being bad. I like it when I say that, people get annoyed. They're like, no it isn't, shut the fuck up, it's actually good. And I'm like, is it now? Do we need to stress out the dunk part? Just saying. The vagina, see...
Unfortunate.
Are you joking me? The vagina eye time. That cat didn't even shoot the next thing that looks like a vagina. What did they shoot? They shot, I think, the goatsy.
So many descend and remain
we always descend down.
Perhaps you might learn
So did we do
more
it?
once you strengthen your void connection.
Okay, I think I understood what to do here. Because I'm always perfect, see? Oh my god, I'm perfect. How am I still single, honestly? Is this seriously it? But why are you spitting out your own thing? What, the entire thing falls down now? Oh wow, this gun is actually good! Oh. Okay. That's it. Yeah, picking up things with a roll breaks the animation. You don't need to sit there like an idiot for the next 5 seconds picking up something manually, slowly, maybe one day.
I'm starting the data upload. This always draws infected, so keep me safe.
I guess the infested want to connect to the internet. They're like, hey, free internet, come on! You think the infested are like hippies? They see a businessman with some internet, they're like, quick, get him! We gotta post on X, Twitter nowadays! Or whatever it's called in the future. Or maybe I should do like Futurama nowadays, you know? I just reference all technology. I think that's the reason I don't like the new Futurama seasons. because they make references to like current technology. I think basically every time Futurama reboots itself, it gets worse for me. Because they keep on... Excuse me, I should be jumping and laughing in life. Because every time Futurama gets rebooted, because they cancel it or whatever, they literally make the same story again. I think we have about, for the third time, with the Futurama reboot, and I know some people, like, they don't understand me. Nobody understands me. Like, for the third time that they reboot it, we have the same story about the sewers, you know? Where there's that boat with a rich person inside. And then the husband, I think it's a mutant, and he's in love with a rich lady. And the rich lady, like, hates mutants, but then she's okay with them because her husband is a mutant. I think the problem is, like, Futurama, every time it gets rebooted, they'll literally, like, have original stories. The original stories are the worst part in the newer, like, you know. Every time we get a reboot, Futurama gets worse. The newer stories are the worst part. The good ones are the ones that they literally copy from, like, the original seasons before they start rebooting. Like, the one that I absolutely hate nowadays is the one where again, as I said, the rich lady in the sewers. Like that one. Like, we rebooted that. Not we, I mean, I don't do trash like that. But we literally have the same story for the third time. At this point, it's like borderline, like stupidity. I didn't like Futurama when they were referencing Star Wars. Because, like, they made the joke, basically, apparently Star Wars is real. Yeah, somebody's sticking a battery. Yeah, this is so much faster, man. I should have been doing this before. Like in a few missions, you're basically done with buying everything from the daughter. Except her hand. But anyways, like the current Futurama is doing this thing where the original episodes are complete trash. I don't know how they succeeded at that, but it is. They're complete fucking trash. And the old ones that they're just repeating, they're repeating again for like the third time or fourth time at this point. They're just rebooting it. My god, it has gotten boring, honestly. And all they do is just change a couple of lines, but it's basically the same thing. Like I really can't jive with Futurama anymore. It's been like at least a decade at this point. They just go on repeating the same stories, man. The newer ones are just like hodgepodges of the previous stories, and they're not as funny. Like I think the part where I started hating Futurama was when they referenced Star Wars, because, you know, they're trying to make it funny. Like, oh no, here's the Civil War. The Civil War in this universe was a Star Wars. And I'm like, what? And then they're like, yeah, nerds. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. What's the joke here? The joke here is just Star Wars, you know? Look, Star Wars. We have Star Wars now because we're at Fox and Disney. And I'm like, that's it? That's your thing? Your entire joke this season was... Because this was when the reboot was happening, I think, if I'm mistaken. Huh? Uni? But you know, for me it doesn't make any sense. Like the Futurama world, basically they're saying, is a world where Star Wars happened, like it was an actual thing, and apparently it was Civil War. You know, just Star Wars. Just Star Wars. And apparently the bad guys won. The Jedis lost. It was like a Civil War joke, and it was such a random hodgepodge. You could feel the entire point of that joke was basically to say, lol, Lamau, we're with Disney now. Except it's not funny, you know? Like for example, Deadpool, when Deadpool makes jokes like that, they actually somewhat try. So it is funnier. Whether Deadpool is good or not, that's a whole different story, you know? But at least they try with that joke. In Futurama, it was just like, yeah, the Civil War of the Jedis and the Sith. That's canon. That's an actual thing that happened. And I'm like, that's funny. Why? You just said Star Wars. That's it. That's all you said. That was the joke. That there was no, like, the entire episode isn't about like, you know, nerds believing Star Wars is real, to the point where the government is like, yeah, we're gonna let nerds believe the Civil War that happened in our world is actually Star Wars, like it's a documentary. And then Fry is like, no, I'm going crazy, this is just a movie, just a story, it's not real. And Leela is like, no, Fry, are you stupid? It is real. We have all this history. And no, Fry like tries to fight the government in proving that Star Wars is fake. It's not a real thing. And then in the end it can turn out to be like, yeah, commercialism is very important. Our society relies on Star Wars selling merchandise. Otherwise society is gonna collapse. And then one of the characters in the show can be like, oh no, this is the truth and we can't reveal the truth. But you know, it's fine. Star Wars is eternal, nothing bad will ever happen. And then there can be a flashback when the actual Civil War happened with the nerds. you know, in Futurama, like the nerds actually had a civil war because Star Wars was getting bad and whatever. That could literally, they could have literally made the entire episode of that joke. It could have been the funniest shit ever, but they didn't. Instead, it was literally like, yeah, Star Wars. Civil War, Star Wars. It's a thing. It happened. It's real. That's the joke. That's literally the joke. I'm like, wow, that's very unimpressive as a joke goes. That is actually the shittest joke I've ever seen. It's as bad as the Susan Boyle joke, that lady, that British lady that was singing. But I think she was like a slightly overweight lady. She wasn't like a top model or anything. She's just a lady, you know? Like she wants to sing. She wants to sing. That's her greatest sin. She wants to sing for Simon Cowell. Cowbell? Whatever his name is, that asshole. She just wants to sing, you know? Like Britain Got Talent or whatever. And Futurama decided to make a joke about her. And I'm like, wow, that is so mean. Like, why did you make fun of her? Like, what did she do? I mean, you guys will literally worship Google. Sometimes, you know, certain sports players that turn out to later on be, you know, abusers. You literally worship those guys in those episodes aged like fine milk. But somehow a lady that wants to sing in Britain Got Talent, that is too much. That was the punching bag you guys chose. That was honestly like the lowest Futurama ever went. And that was like part of the reboot seasons. And the newer reboots, they're always the same. They're always the same. They copy the 1 or 3 not seasons. The 1 or 3... Are these all enemies we need to kill? Yeah, I guess they are. They copy the 1 or 2 good episodes from like season 1, and they keep on repeating them. And all the new ones are so artsy-fartsy and completely random that I'm not even exactly sure what the fuck they're trying to be. And of course the more raunchier ones they don't copy at all, because they're embarrassed. Like the one where Leela gets catfished by that guy because it apparently is the last Cyclops or whatever. That was actually funny. That was like an actual funny episode, but they never reboot that one. I wonder why, huh? I wonder why. And then there's this weird thing about the newer episodes, like cheating. Cheating has become a thing. I think cheating became also a thing in The Simpsons at one point. They tried to make him, like Homer Simpson cheat on his wife. And I was like, wow, what the fuck? I don't know, there's a writer, I think, over there in those studios, like the Fox part of the network. I think they might be into cuckolding, because they keep on trying to insert the entire thing where our characters are cheating on each other. You know, after all that drama about, oh, finally these two are together, Fry and Leela, we could literally just, like, make entire jokes about this. Nope, the lady wants to cheat on him. There's a space prince, let's involve cheating. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where is this coming from? It's so random! Then they talk about crypto. The crypto episode was just barely funny. It wasn't funny at all. Like they didn't do any actual jokes. That's the problem. They didn't take it. You know, they didn't take it far enough. They didn't actually have fun with the subject matter. They were trying this half-assed aggressive, like, you know, let's show respect and no respect at the same time. And where's the last thing we need to pop? The last vestiges of life. Oh, there it is. You know, the Futurama is exactly like Rick and Morty. It's exactly like Rick and Morty. Like, literally, one-to-one. People remember only the first couple of his seasons at the start. Those were the episodes that were a little bit wonky, but then they found their footing after a few seasons. And then after that, the half-assed things happen, and people don't remember any of those episodes. Like, literally, all the references people have to Rick and Morty are literally within the first... I think even, like 3 seasons, the first 3 seasons. I remember, like making a reference to a Rick and Morty thing to a friend of mine. I was like, oh, Rick and Morty, you watch it too? Lol, Lamau, Raffle, lol. It's a high-level joke, you know, like high-level jokes from Rick and Morty, and to be a genius to understand them. Lol, Lamau. I'm like, yeah, I make this joke. And he's like, wow, you're still watching it? And I'm like, what do you mean I'm still watching it? And they're like, that joke is from like season 6 or something. And I'm like, no, it's from season 1. And he's like, what? No, that's impossible. No, check about remembering the king to be and whatever. And they're like, oh, wait, wow, holy shit, that joke was a lot darker than I remember. Also, it's from like season 1 or 2. I'm like, yeah, 90% of the jokes that people remember or the good episodes were from like literally season 1 or 2. People don't know anything about the later seasons in Rick and Morty. They watch them, but the jokes are not funny. I mean, what is the most funniest? Not funniest, but you know, the jokes that people somewhat remember later on. And even then, you can't simply reference it randomly because people don't understand. You know, it's too high level, the joke. It was the one about the slug dragons. That is like the closest thing to like... D, my balls just fell to the ground, man. That was like the closest thing to what do you call it? Like a joke that, you know, somewhat got traction universally. That's about it. But even then, you have to explain it because, you know, you can't simply go to somebody and be like, hello, it's a dragon, your mom is such a slut dragon, and you're like, what the fuck, man? Get out of my house. And they're like, no, it's a Rick and Morty joke. I'm like, oh, okay, even worse, get out before I call the cops in this case. But yeah, Futurama is the same. All the good jokes are like from the early seasons. And there's a reason why the later jokes that people reference is like 1 or 2 episodes, literally. Those 1 or 2 episodes would have all the good jokes. Oh, what's that? You watch Futurama in like season 8 or something and you reference a joke? Yeah, you're referencing that one episode that had the 3 good jokes out of the entire season. That's not a joke. People can check it out. I know somebody out there is gonna be like, well, I like this joke, and I'm like, is it popular enough to make memes about it? I don't know. Does it have a meme generator for it? It doesn't? Yeah, then it wasn't part of the normies pedigree. If you liked it personally, that's a whole different story. But it wasn't universally liked. Man, I just can't get over Futurama. What's even so amazing about Futurama that they keep on rebooting it? Like, they finished it so many times. Like, man, it's worse than The Simpsons. At least The Simpsons, you know, keeps on going. At least there is that. The Futurama, they keep on trying to go with it and rebooting it at the same time. The worst of both worlds. Not every show needs to be eternal. I don't understand what the fascination with Futurama being eternal is. It's like, you know, it's like Warhammer 40k, the eternal engine. The eternal engine is to be churning out random Futurama episodes that are getting worse over time for some reason. They finished the show like 3 times. They had an ending 3 times. They finished the show 3 times. Literally, what are they trying to do? The jokes don't follow anything, they don't follow through. They're just like, yeah, whatever. We're just making a show. Also, apparently the actors also don't get paid enough. That's also something else, you know, like the network doesn't see any value in the show. There's also that. So my question right now to the... Like this is what I mean, you know, like the voice actors don't get paid. They don't get paid properly. The jokes keep on repeating themselves at this point. They're really not like doing original jokes properly. They're just following current trends. They reference current technology instead of technology of the future. But like, because the writers are obsessed with Netflix style of writing things, like I mean, no offense, but my god, I don't need to know about Google. Like, for example, like a lot of seasons age badly because in one of them I think they're referencing Google Maps, right? Google Maps or Google Honeycomb, something like that. It's the episode with the bees. And of course, if the writers were not hacks anymore, the actual joke would be like, you know, like Fry would be, oh no, you guys have this technology? How is this possible? And they're like, why? Don't you have Google during your time? Yeah, we do, but Google abandons everything they make. You know, something like that. And then, like, the joke could be they show Google, but it's not written as Google, you know, it's written as a different way, but you still pronounce it as Google because even Google sold itself out eventually. There could be a million different jokes about this. Or, like, another joke, you know, Google actually means a number, right? Google means a number, I think, if I'm mistaken. It means, like a really large number, I think. I think it's a reference to that. So there's a million jokes they could make. Instead, the joke is like, yeah, we have Google Honey, or Google Bee, or Google Comb, or something like that. And I remember I was like, wow, this is so bad. You guys are referencing something that is not accessible currently. Like Google stopped working on it. And it's not funny, it's just a reference, they don't make a joke about it. That's why I'm not big into Futurama nowadays. Because, like, honestly, the jokes do suck. They honestly do. They objectively do suck donkey dick. They're not as good as they used to be. Nowadays they're just references to something and that's it. And they're like, yeah, look at us, we made a reference. And I'm like, wow, you're confusing writing something for a reference. If you're a streamer and you make, like, you see a dragon and you're like, oh no, the Skyrims are attacking, that is, you know, you expect that level of joke and that is fine. But from a writing thing, it's like, Google Maps, that's it. And you know, they even praise it. They're like, Google Maps will show you everything. And I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah, Google Maps shows you everything. And yeah, that's a joke. Oh, okay, you're saying that Google Maps is good. Oh, okay. I mean, it's not like Google literally themselves say, don't use our software as a guaranteed way of knowing where you're going. You know, you have, like, always check what you're doing. And the joke in Futurama could have been they went to the wrong place by 15 meters. You know, because that's like the GPS joke. Like, field GPS apparently is like 15 meters off. That could be the joke. No, we're not even gonna have that joke. Google Maps is perfect, okay? Okay, that's the joke. That's the joke in Futurama. The Futurama that people like nowadays is the same Futurama that literally said the joke, Google Maps is perfect. Okay, that's it. Just Google Maps. They can reference a Google Maps. This is why Futurama was good when they were poor, because they could actually make funny jokes without referencing things. But once they got money, they're like, we're gonna reference everything possible. That was their thing. I know they're not poor. What I mean is like when they don't have a budget, you know, a giant budget. That was the thing I'm talking about. When Futurama had a small budget, they were actually better. Because they weren't referencing big name things and they're like, yeah, we can avoid trouble with people. Yeah, look at us. We're so cool right now. Okay.
We're out.
What do I get for tonight? As my last thing is me complaining about Futurama.
Hey, Eternal, you ready for today's deal? Oh, I mean deal. Today's deal.
I wish somebody would steal that away from me.